All right. Are we good? I think we're good. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I say good morning even though it's 1:58 p.m. I just woke up like an hour ago. It's Saturday. It's June 1st. Happy Pride Month, everybody. I'm not doing a rainbow look. Maybe I will in the future. Who knows? I want to do a look today from the Anastasia. I always just want to say Anastasia. Beverly Hills, the Riviera palette. This is my second newest eyeshadow palette. As you can maybe tell, I've used it quite a bit. The glittery shades kind of fall apart as you use them, which is kind of fine. Obviously, if you know anything about me, this palette kind of screams my name because it's got a lot of really bright colors in it. I was actually really shocked whenever I saw that they released this palette because, I mean, I feel like Anastasia is in a really good spot in the market because they don't do a ton of releases, and a lot of the stuff they do has a lot of kind of mass appeal for, you know, like a business person, but it can also maybe cross over to an evening look. Like I know Modern Renaissance is probably one of the most coveted palettes of all time. I don't have it because it's too tame for what I want to do. Like the fun thing about the makeup I do is that I always look for like bright, colorful, you know, palettes that aren't a lot of neutrals or just a lot of kind of dark reds and stuff like that, because that's not really, it would just be a waste of money for me. But I understand that those have a lot of mass appeal. So when I saw the Riviera palette, I think I bought it like the week after it came out, which is pretty rare for me because although I do makeup, I don't really own a ton of makeup and I don't usually buy high-end makeup, so this is kind of a new thing for me. But today I'm going to try to do a look. I posted it on my social media a while ago, so I'm just going to try to recreate it. It's kind of doing, I'm going to be trying to do this. I can't promise I'm going to do it perfectly. I'm going to take this color, this blue, Seychelles, and I think I'm going to take Mediterranean. I'm going to do just like a, kind of like a winged line, and then pull it up into the crease and diffuse it a little bit in this V, and I'm going to take Mediterranean on the lower lash line to kind of meet up with it. So it's going to be kind of just like a liner look, essentially. But it's kind of do the sex kitten eye thing that Sam Chapman did, which I actually did on my right eye in the Pat McGrath video. So that's my plan for today. I don't know if this is going to work very well, but I'm just going to try it. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to prime first, as usual. I'm going to use my Pixi Eye Bright Primer. Can I tell you guys a secret? Let me scoot up a little bit for this. Whenever I worked at Target for not 1, not 2, not 15, but 11 years. From when I was 16 up until I was about 20, I don't know what's 16 plus 11, 27. Although I did take like 1 year off whenever I was in school. I worked at 3 different stores. I started in Independence, Missouri, pushing carts in the snow, and cashiering. I hated cashiering. Pushing carts was fine because you were kind of like a renegade and you could like do whatever you wanted as long as the carts were full. Nobody really cared what you were doing. But I eventually worked my way up to a presentation and pricing team leader, which meant that I was kind of responsible for planning all the department resets in the stores. I mean, headquarters would send us stuff, like, you know, the materials, and then we would have to review it and plan, like, I planned who on my team did what aisle, what day. And the secret that I have to tell here, this is going to get me in trouble, is that I worked, cosmetics was my favorite department to reset because it was really complicated. It was different than any other department in the store. And we had a team member who was supposed to take care of like the testers, because Pixi had testers, like, you know, where you could test the colors and everything, but no other brand had testers. For a long time, Pixi was the only brand that had testers in my store specifically, and we had a box of unused testers, and we had a team member who was supposed to change them out, but because of staffing and because it's one of those things where that was like the last bullet point of the job that they were supposed to do. So they had like a million other more important things to do first, and nobody really thought about it. We had a box of unused testers in our store once, and I stole almost the entire box of Pixi testers. And that's why I have this. I have a lot of Pixi makeup, and it's almost all, I took all of it from Target. Sorry, corporate theft. What are you gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna take my Real Techniques. This is my brow brush. Like I said in my Urban Decay video, I actually use this brush a lot more for lining, because I don't really use a brush with my brows. I either use brow gel or I'll use like a pencil. A Pixi pencil, you know where I got that. So I'm going to use this more as a liner. I have my right eye primed. I'll probably do my left eye, but we'll just see where it goes. But I'm going to dip into this turquoise color. I've got my mirror right here in front of me, and this is a look that really requires me to look into the mirror, because I'm going to be doing kind of like a wing over here. Oh man, I'm tired. This video is not sponsored by, I think it's LaCroix. I say LaCroix because I have no class. So I find that this is kind of one of the metallic shadows. I find that they go on well if you kind of like stamp and swipe slightly. So I'm just going to try to take this on my upper lash line first. There's probably going to be a shitload of fall down too, so just get ready for that. Such a nice color. I'm going to line the upper lash line first, and then I'm going to do the wing after. You know, I got to build a little confidence with the upper lash line lining first before I go for the wing. Before I take flight, if you will. Was that cheesy? That was probably cheesy. That's okay, I'm generally a pretty cheesy person. So something that, I don't know if this will be like surprising, but speaking of being cheesy, I actually write video game reviews sometimes. I podcast about video games. Every time I write a video game review, I always want my subhead or my tagline for the review, or my strap line, whatever you want to call it. I always want to say the name of the game and like find a word that rhymes for it. Like more like I recently played Far Cry New Dawn, and if I were writing a review for that, my editor would not let me do this, but I would want to say Far Cry New Dawn, more like New Yawn. Am I right? Haha. That's not funny, but I think it's hilarious. I feel like I'm very slow with my eyeshadow application. Like I'm just very kind of lethargic. I remember for my first video, I mean, I guess there's all different types of editing you can do, but for my first video, I did one eye only, and my video was like 27 minutes long. And there's like YouTubers out there who could do a full face and their video was like 8.5 minutes. And that's really just not the life that I'm living right now. But also, I mean, there's definitely different amounts of editing that come involved. Because some YouTubers will do like, they'll be like, I'm going to put my base on, and then they just skip ahead to whenever it's on, and they don't really like show how they do it. And I don't know if that's something that's good or bad, like, because I prefer to show what I'm doing. But I feel like if you watch someone, you know, if someone's like bigger and they have a following, then people don't necessarily need to watch them put their foundation on every single time, you know what I mean? Like brows, I feel like, is a skip that a lot of YouTubers, or a step that a lot of YouTubers skip. Because, I mean, like, once you've seen someone do their brows once, you've seen them do it 100 times, unless they're using, like, a brand new product. Okay, so I'm going to try to stamp, got to look straight in, stamp this up. Every time I do this, it just scares me to death. Okay, so I've placed my line. I've plotted it. Connect that up a little bit. I got some on my lower lash line, but that's fine. I'm going to get some more of this blue, and I'm going to, when I'm looking straight ahead, I'm going to start to fill in. It's like a rogue hair on my brush. Start to fill in this little bit of a step right here. pen, so that gives me my guide on where to go. So I'm going to take this, just keep dipping in a little bit, and then I'm going to start taking it over. Like so. So we get this kind of cool line right here. It's very similar to what I did in the Pat McGrath thing, but in this one I'm just kind of doing it by itself. And see, I've already got some transfer of this turquoise up right here from where, because like I said in my first video, if I have my eyes like this because they're hooded, this turquoise is going to start transferring up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this V and take it all the way over so that transfer just falls back on the color that's on top of it. It's kind of a fun little technique for hooded eyes, I suppose. So I'm just going to keep pulling this over. And, you know, the fun thing is that the transfer, you know, the eyeshadow is like trying to be all rogue. But really it's just helping me plot my course. It's actually helpful. See, I like this because it's like, if you're looking straight ahead, it's like, oh, what a nice little kitten liner. And then you look up and it's like, ba-bam. Who is she? That's what everybody's going to say when they see this. And I'm actually... Oh man, I do like that. Ooh. I was thinking about blending... I'm actually going to blend this color down a little bit. Just add a little bit right here. Kind of reinforce. Adding a little bit extra on the top right here, thickening that top line. See, this brush is just precise enough. Like, it's not scary, but it's just precise enough. And it's also just fluffy enough to give like an okay, like if you need to do a little bit of blending with it, you totally can. This color packs on so well. It's just really beautiful. I feel like I might have gone a little too far right here. Did I go too far? Okay, and then I'm actually just going to clean this brush off and use the same one for the lower lash line. I've got a little napkin over here. I'm going to take Mediterranean, which is like a midnight blue. Something that I don't really like about this palette, let me tell you a couple things I don't like about this palette real quick. I don't like that Seaside and Mediterranean are like, they don't, I mean, I guess with this bright light on them, this definitely looks silver and this definitely looks blue, but they, in real life, they're pretty similar colors, and I wish that they were a little bit different. I also am not a fan of this matte white over here. And these two colors, like this one is definitely orangier and this one is definitely pinker, but I feel like they're just a little bit too close. I feel like this color could have, or this palette could have been a little bit more colorful, but that might have scared people away. And plus the Alyssa Edwards palette is very colorful, so I'm going to stamp this on my lower lash line. This is Mediterranean. I'm very tired. I stayed up until like 6 in the morning. No, it was like 5. Doing fuck all. I always do that on weekends. I'm like, oh, it's the weekend, let me stay up late. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to... I wouldn't necessarily call it like a double wing, but I'm just gonna pull this blue up next to the turquoise, like that. Yeah, that's the business. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, not mad. Alright, and while I'm here, while I've got Mediterranean on the brush, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye. So my husband posted, whenever I posted my first video, he shared it on his Facebook page, you know, to support me. like a good husband does. And he said that, like, a bunch of women that he works with, who, like, he doesn't even really know that much, that was, like, everybody that likes the video. And there's one woman who posted a comment, and she was like, wow, I loved this. I could listen to him talk all day. It's kind of an odd, I'm flattered. It's kind of an odd compliment, though. But you know what I realized? Maybe. Because I feel like I'm kind of monotone sometimes. So, like, maybe my videos are a little bit relaxing in a way. Is there, like, an ASMR quality to the grumble of my voice as I put makeup on? Because that would be fine with me. Except for, maybe I'll try to teach you some stuff and I'm going to inadvertently just put everybody to sleep. So, I have a funny story. I've been trying to record a video. If you watch my last video, you'll know that I said something in it about how it was my third YouTube video. And at the time, it's true, that was the third one I had filmed, the second one I had posted. Because I'd been meaning to film like a minimal men's makeup look, or I mean it's applicable to anybody, but I'm gonna sort of like market it as a minimal men's makeup look. The first time I tried to record it, I used a different lens, and the motor in the lens is so loud that it would constantly refocus, and that was the noise that you predominantly heard in the audio. Because I'm using my camera's mic, which is actually pretty good. I'm impressed with it. I mean, it should be good because my camera was like $2,000 fucking dollars. I'm a photographer, by the way, so. So I filmed an entire video and used a lens that didn't work well. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. And then I filmed it again yesterday. Tried this video for the second time, the men's makeup look. And it's a really easy video. It's just like, the only problem is that I'm doing a lot on my whole face. It's not just eyes. I'm doing, I kind of take, the plan is to take someone through sort of my like A to Z of getting ready for just like dinner or something. It's no eyeshadow. It's very minimal. It's like cleansing, moisturizer, foundation, powder, bronzer, and then like brow gel and mascara if you want mascara. And I'm using all drugstore stuff, so it's like, you know, it's like if anybody out there who isn't like really well versed in makeup kind of wants to give it a shot, then it's like a good, I'm trying to make it like a good, like affordable starting point. So I filmed it yesterday for the second time, and I didn't realize until I was editing that whenever I put my foundation on, it's a little too dark for me, and I didn't blend it into my beard very well, so it like kind of oxidized into like a little bit of an orangey color, and then there's like a white gap, and then my beard starts, and it looks so terrible. I filmed it, and I was like, I even filmed an editing clip, and I inserted it in the middle, and it was just like, hey guys, please forgive me for my terrible foundation blending. But even with that, I could not bring myself to publish it. And I edited like the entire video, because about halfway through I was like, I'll use this, definitely, I'll use it. And then the more I watched it, the more I was like, I cannot post this in good faith. My first video, like detailing men how to do makeup if they're kind of scared or whatever, like I can't, it was just like an orange stripe, and then boom, like naked skin, and then my beard, and it looks so stupid. I couldn't post it. I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna have to try it again. Okay, we've got a situation happening here. You wanna know why this situation's happening? This is transferring a lot down here. It's because I didn't prime this eye. Why do I always forget to prime? So I'm paying the price for it right now. Learn from my mistakes, everybody. Prime your eyes. Because my eyelids are oily, so I really just went in and made a big mistake right here. Crap. But that's what cotton buds are for. They're your friend. Alright, so we've got some okay stuff going on here. We've got Like this I'm happy with. This is pretty good. I'm actually got them pretty even. That's the fun thing about doing eyeshadows. You have two eyes. So you have to, like, if you're doing kind of a slightly intricate look like this, you got to do it right twice. You can't just do it once and run away. Unless you're me filming your first video. But yeah, I'm going to have to try to film that men's makeup video again for the third time. And hopefully blend my foundation better. But the funny thing is, like, whenever I'm filming these lights, I have two softboxes. In case you don't know what a softbox is, it's like basically a bright light bulb with like a cloth square, or sometimes they're rectangular. It's just like has like a cloth thing over it, so it softens the light, so it doesn't look like, it kind of makes it look like cloudy light on you, rather than like harsh, direct sunlight. Softboxes are great for photography because you don't want hard shadows on your subject, usually. The softboxes are so bright that even when I'm doing my makeup, sometimes it's hard for me to tell how well things are blended. So like I couldn't see that stripe yesterday whenever I was filming because my softboxes are bright, and I felt like a freaking idiot whenever I went back to see the footage. Okay, so just for fun, you know, you don't have to do this. This is an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I really, really like these. This is in the color Yeyo, which is this kind of pearly white color. I believe it's Yeyo because that's slang for cocaine, I think. I'm going to take this in my waterline just because I want to. I don't need a reason to do this. Okay, so I took my Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in Yeyo and put it on my waterline, which is the area that's above your lower lash line before you hit your eyeball. It's a pearly white color. It stays really well. I wore this eyeliner to a concert at Red Rocks in Colorado about 3 or 4 years ago. I went and saw the Glitch Mob there in Porter Robinson, and I wore it. I did my waterline, I did my upper lash line, and I just kind of rimmed my entire eye with it. And not only was it hot because it was in the summer in Colorado, but I cried through like half the concert. This did not budge the entire night. Couldn't ask for a better pencil. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to throw some mascara on just for fun. I've got these really cheap Revlon lash curlers. So something I do whenever I curl my lashes, because my outer corner lashes curl up a little bit, but all of my inside ones kind of stick straight forward. I see people on YouTube who curl their lashes and they just like do it for like 2 seconds and then they're like, okay, I'm ready for mascara. I don't think you are. I have to do this for like 30 seconds, or not have to, but I choose to. So here we go. Alright, that's okay. I've been using L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara. I actually just think this mascara is like okay. It's got this bendy brush situation, which I think is kind of silly. This mascara is very wet, which I don't really like, and I also like to be very delicate with it. I'm a very delicate mascara applier. You know, some people on YouTube like Sam and Nick Chapman just like go in. Basically looks like they're going to take their entire eyelid off whenever they're putting mascara on, which I respect the hell out of. I can't do it though. I have to be delicate with my mascara. But this mascara is kind of wet. I think it's just an okay formula. I'm not really in love with it, but I have it, so I might as well use it. I always use waterproof mascaras. So that's that I done with mascara. Can you see this? How does that look? It's like, oh, that's a nice little wing. Oh, okay. There's a little bit more going on there than we thought, now isn't there? I'm going to do my other eye. Okay, so this is the finished look. I've only done eye stuff, no foundation, no brows, no nothing, no concealer. This is just eyes. But this is a 2 shadow look with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. I only use 2 colors. Oops. That brush sucks anyway. I think it's criminal that Anastasia charges so much for these palettes, and these brushes suck ass. I cannot get over that. Anyway, I used Seychelles on my top lash line and then V'd it up to kind of combat the hooded eye situation that I have going on. Also, it's just an interesting shape that I love. And I used, where is it? Mediterranean, which is like a midnight kind of blue, same kind of consistency shadow on my lower lash line, and then I brought it up to kind of meet the kind of double wing behind Seychelles. So whenever you're looking straight ahead, this is a good one for hooded eyes, because when you're looking straight ahead, it just looks like you've got a cool kind of wing happening over here. And then whenever you look up, you can see that there's a lot more going on. And I'm using L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara on my lashes, which is just an okay mascara. And Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in my waterline, which is like a pearly color. It's kind of optional, I just like the way it looks. Something to remember, make sure you prime your eyes. As you can see, I primed this eye, so it kind of mattified it, and there's not really anything going on here that's bad news. I forgot to prime this eye, so you can see it's a little oilier, it's a little shinier, and there's a little bit more transfer happening from this turquoise up here down onto this lash line. It just looks a little bit messier. So please learn from my mistakes and prime your eyes. I just get so excited about doing the damn shadow look that I forget to prime. But that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. This is a good shape. I'm pretty happy with this. It's just kind of an interesting way to take on kind of a hooded lid liner that adds a little bit of excitement up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back in the future with more videos. I'm going to try to, as I always, keep it simple. This was literally a 2-shadow look with one brush. All I used was my trusty Real Techniques brow brush, which I don't think they make anymore, but I think they make a different version of it now, so I feel a bit bad for using it so much. But yeah, 2 shadows, 1 brush, 1 primer, mascara, waterline liner, and that's everything. So let me know what you think about this. Maybe this has given you some new ideas on how to use the Riviera palette. I'm going to try to keep things easy going forward. Maybe if I can get on top of it, I will get the men's minimal makeup look together, and I'll be able to film that at some point without the sound messing up or without me not blending my foundation down here. We'll see what happens, but it looks like this is it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and taking time to sit down with me. Hopefully my voice didn't put you to sleep, or maybe it did relax you, who knows. But I like this. I hope you do too. If you recreate it, let me know, and I think that's it. Take care, everybody, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.